Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Tom Homan takes the gloves off and just nukes the Biden administration's attempt to deal with the illegal immigration crisis. And man, what he has to say is absolutely legendary. Let's go.
Congress wasn't doing a damn thing. They got their heads in their asses most of the time. So President Trump said, I'm not waiting for Congress. I'm going to make it happen. He built the wall. Let me make something straight. Chris Christie, he built more than 53 miles of wall. You're a liar. You don't know what the hell you're even talking about. I was there. Trump said when he came in office, I want 450 miles of wall in my first term. 4 years. We built 465. So Chris Christie, try reading a book. Or talk to an expert on the board. The difference between all these other people and President Trump talked to the experts. The border wall wasn't Trump's idea. It was the men and women of the Border Patrol. I was in the Oval Office all the time. Tom, how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do this? He talked to people with 30 plus years experience. We told him what we needed, and he got it done. That's why illegal immigration was at a 45-year low. Then this moron comes into the office, and he unsecures the border, and let me tell you what he's done. Their first year in the Biden administration, 1.7 million illegal entries, an historic record. This country never saw that many people before, 1.7. And you know what? He broke his own record the second year with 2.4 million. Another historic record. And the numbers aren't out yet because they haven't released September numbers yet because they're shitting their pants because they know that it's going to be a bad number. I'm telling you right now, we're looking at about 3.1. His first year historic record, 1.4. He has doubled the historic record at 3.1 million encounters. Think about that. The strongest country in the world no longer controls the southern border. I talked to chief patrol agents and say, look, it's broken arrow. These people, I can't contain what's coming across. And what's their answer? Their answer, this administration, let's send more resources to the border to process quicker and release quicker. Because if there's no overcrowding, there's no crisis. And Secretary Mayorkas, who needs to be impeached, should have been impeached 2 years ago, he keeps saying, oh, the border's secure. The border's secure. Every time his lips moves, he's lying. It's disgusting. It's borderline treasonous. And the Republicans, too, in the midterm, is saying, oh, we're going to impeach the guy. Now, I'm sorry, you don't hear about it. They need to get their head out of their asses and impeach the man because of what he's done to this country. Because of what they've done to this country, we got over 100,000 dead Americans. We got a record number of non-suspected terrorists. On the southwest border alone, 267 people off the terrorist watch list. That 5 minutes don't mean nothing to me. You know, there's a congressman, used to gavel me. What's her name? J. Paul. And I reminded her she worked for me. She worked for us. The members of Congress worked for us. So if a congressman can't gavel me off the stage, you ain't getting me off the stage where I want to get off the stage. Because I'm on a run. I'm pissed off. And when I'm pissed off, I got to go. But because of his policies, we got over 100,000 dead Americans. And how dare you talk about our inhumane policies when the Biden administration can't find 100,000 children that they released to so-called sponsors.
We can't find children that have fake sponsors? I hate to say it, but we might need to get the UN involved. That's how bad things are at the southern border. And the Democrats allow this to happen time and time again, and the Republicans can't get their heads out of their butts and fix the problem. There was a bill, a compromise bill, so to speak, that was brought before Congress about a month, maybe 2 months ago, maybe 3. It was in recent memory. There was just one fundamental flaw with the bill. If you walked up to a border agent and told him, I'm seeking asylum, I am fleeing my nation because I'm a political enemy, I am seeking asylum, they would let you in, no checks whatsoever. Just, okay, here you go. There's something in the legislation called a poison pill. This will often be something done in order to gain compromise to show that they're actually doing their jobs up there. And it's usually done by the opposition to the thing that's going on. And they'll put a little amendment in there. And it'll get past committee because they know ultimately the bill isn't going to work at all. And so they might as well allow the poison pill. Hey y'all, This is a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group, where CEO Paul Stone and his expert associates fully understand the gravity of our current situation and want to protect your wealth backed by gold, silver, and other precious metals. Folks, we are in an era of record inflation. We have a Congress that won't stop spending and a president who doesn't even know what planet he's on. That's how bad the situation is, and that's why I'm partnering with Colonial Metals Group. And if you have a first-time account with these fine upstanding people, you will receive up to $7,500 worth of silver, a nice old safe to keep all the good stuff in. You will get Roth IRA accounts for free backed by gold and silver, and insurance and warranty on these items for 5 years, all for free. So call the number below or check out the link in the description and let CEO Paul Stone and his expert team help you now, because your wealth might evaporate before your very eyes. Protect your wealth, protect your family, protect your future with Colonial Metals Group today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. And so the poison pill will be something that ultimately, down the road, jeopardizes and destroys this piece of legislation. Again, this is because Congress is inherently dysfunctional, and we kind of need to clean house. Homan is right. A lot of the members in Congress have something that I call head and rectum syndrome. They've had their head up their butts too long, and now they enjoy the smell. Ugh. Dealing with Congress is like herding cats. It's something that just doesn't work. And the worst part is, this is the best system we got, too. But you know what? I think there's a worst part to the worst part. The Republican Party is smart enough. Donald Trump is smart enough to know that we need a physical border with Mexico. We might need one from Canada because now there's a problem with immigration that we don't really talk about. However, here are the notes here. The border with Mexico is 1,933 miles long, with the Rio Grande being 1,254 miles. That means that there's about 700 miles left to deal with. So Donald Trump has built a border wall on about 400 to 500 miles of that. That is a huge success story, but it's not enough. Mainly because the members of Congress refuse to do anything at the border, and it's for two reasons. I'll actually use my personal experience here. When I was in the Kentucky State Capitol as part of an intern for the Legislative Research Commission, to which I am now a proud member of the Kentucky Colonel, so you can legally call me Colonel. During our debriefing, so to speak, there was a speaker that got brought in to explain. No, it wasn't during the debriefing. It was this was probably our first meeting, actually. A speaker showed up and gave us all this chart, and it looked like a Christmas tree, but there was a branch that didn't make sense. This branch was Gen X. This branch was the boomers effectively not having enough kids to cover the Social Security and Medicare cost. And it blew my mind as a student, and it's just now burned in there that that's one of the main reasons spending is under control. And so the theory goes that if you import a bunch of people, you'll fix the problem down the road. Except no, that doesn't fix the problem. It exacerbates even more problems. Our state and local governments cannot handle, our hospitals cannot handle, our infrastructure cannot handle a massive rise in migrants like shock therapy to Russia. By the way, what we did to Russia was nuts and probably made it what it is today, which isn't a good thing. And so by bringing in a whole lot of migrants, you are taking a lot of taxable resources, you are taking a lot of infrastructure, you are taking a lot of space that's normally allocated to minority communities. And minority communities, particularly the black community, both the black and Latino communities are madder than hornets at this policy. Because the Democrats at the federal level have screwed over the Democrats at the state level. Though the ones at the state level, like in Hawaii and California, are really good at that already. And so, then there's the second problem. And this is the problem that Republicans and Democrats have. Companies will hire illegal migrants. We started off in horror at thousands of children that have been basically abandoned and we have no idea where they are here in the United States that have come across our border. That's because the cartels will push people into the United States, force them to pay ransom money slowly back to them, helping out their cash flow. That is, if they're not already trafficking fentanyl-laced products, which is ravaging our nation. This is a problem. The Democrats have head and rectum syndrome over this, and the Republicans aren't unified enough to solve this problem. This problem is something that must be solved, and even at their best, Congress proposed a deal that was so stupid in nature that it would never work properly. We have to get this under control, and the current congressional process is not good enough to handle it. That's the reason people are rallying behind Trump. The ultimate reason. They see the dysfunction, they're tired of the dysfunction, and they're willing to turn to Sulla and Caesar in order to change the system. That is what is coming. So y'all buckle up. It's going to be an interesting and bumpy ride. But ultimately, we are Americans. We get ourselves out of these problems all the time. I believe we can do so again. Folks, my name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed this segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. And hey, why don't you tell me what you would do to solve this problem in the comments below? And until next time, y'all have a good one.